Hello, this is Callum and welcome to another video. I don't know what the hell this is, but welcome to another reaction video today because I've not done one in God knows how long. And plus, I have not really been doing much videos lately because obviously I've just been busy with my personal life and stuff. And yeah, I just thought, why not do like a helper video because yeah, I've not done one since when Fizzy played some Minecraft minigames, pretty much. And I want to bring it back, pretty much. And yeah, I decided to react to some Mr. Nightmare. And I've been joined by two good, well, you should know them from my Epic Road series if you've watched that. Well, it's the main thing I do anymore, so hopefully if you know my channel, then you should know my Epic Road. I'll be joined by Thomas Beaver and James Elephant. So hi guys. Hi Callum. What's up, bro? What's up, guys? I don't know if you know who Mr. Nightmare is. I think you might. I don't know though, but do you guys actually know who this guy is? I've heard of him. I swear we had like a false recording to us reacting to Mr. Nightmare. Yeah, I think we did actually, because me, Thomas, James, and S were meant to react to this ages ago, but we lost the footage pretty much. And yeah, so well, I think James, you should know who he is by now.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. So we're reacting to 3 scary new house horror stories. This is his old version, by the way, because he did recently upload. Well, the last video he did, he uploaded a video basically saying another new house horror stories. But okay, without further ado, well, you guys ready to get into this? Yeah, let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's go. New house horror stories.
What's this?
It's basically like horror stories that take place during when people first move into a house. Oh.
I bought my first house that I currently still
that
live
makes
in
sense,
2
then.
years ago. I was in the unpacking and settling in phase. At the time, I was single and living alone, but I just figured it was time for a house. I had a couple friends over to help me unload the truck full of boxes, and I paid them with food since they wouldn't accept
there's a lot of
money.
boxes.
They hung around for a few
Thomas.
hours after just to hang out. When my friend Dale went to the bathroom, he came back and said he heard some noises from inside the walls, and that it sounded like there were some pipe issues.
Yeah, that's not gonna
I took note
end
of it,
well.
and the two of them left a little later.
Nope.
Since it was a Saturday, I stayed up pretty late on my laptop watching Netflix. However, I was hearing some light thumping sounds from above me, which was odd because my bedroom is upstairs. The only thing that could be above me would be the attic.
There's gonna be someone
Then
in the attic, I bet
Dale's
you.
comments about the noises from
Thomas.
inside the walls.
No.
I went to the
I
attic
think
door.
you might
and
be
pulled it
right, I'm
down,
not really sure.
And I actually had to take a deep breath because I was a bit nervous. I climbed the stairs into the attic and pulled the light switch down. One very dim yellow light buzzed on, just barely lighting up the attic. The noises in the walls stopped though. Either that or the noises just weren't coming from the attic, I imagined. With no boxes up there yet, it was just basically a big empty space, and I could clearly see no one was up there. The only things in the entire attic were a couple giant framed paintings leaning on one of the walls. I went back down to my room and tried to get some sleep, but I heard the noises again.
There's gonna be someone up
Now I
there.
started to fear there was a small animal on the walls,
Yeah.
like a raccoon. The sound still seemed to be coming from directly above my room. It had to be in the attic. So once more, I went up into the attic.
There's noises
and looked
coming
to
from the
where I thought
attic
would be
there, and obviously
directly
you're gonna
above
be in
my
the
bedroom.
attic in that one.
The thing is, the attic didn't seem to extend the entire length of the house, so there's a wall covering where the section above my room should be. I walked over to the wall just to listen for potential noises, and I did hear noises from the other side of this wall. Then I looked at the two paintings leaning on the wall, how they were slightly angled. My heart started to race. I walked to the paintings and slightly angled one upwards off the wall, revealing a big hole in the wall. It took a few seconds for the reality to sink in. As I held the painting at an upright position, the painting was suddenly pushed out of my grip to fall flat on the floor. I nearly had a heart attack.
Oh,
From the
Jesus
hole came
Christ!
this sickly looking girl. She seemed to be
Damn.
high on something. She was shaking, making weird noises, and she would start this
One
creepy
ugly
laughing.
ass fam.
She grabbed onto me and dug her
Thomas,
hands into
come
my
on.
shoulders so hard I screamed, and I pushed her as hard as I could off of me.
Yee.
She fell backwards into the secret room, and I ran to the exit and
You
shut the
put you
attic door behind me.
downstairs.
I locked myself in my room.
That
as
would've
I
been
called
funny.
the police and reported that a crazy, dangerous person was in my attic.
Look at those eyes, man.
Cops arrived within 5 minutes.
Damn.
3 cop
Ugh,
cars ended up
damn.
pulling up, and there were a total of 5 police officers in my house. 4 of them went into the attic. and I heard the struggle. The girl screamed like a creature, and it sounded like she was trying to attack the officers, which led to her getting tased. I finally managed to get her in cuffs and carry her out of the attic and outside to one of the cars.
Yeah.
The girl had to be like anywhere from 25 to 35 years old. But like I said, she looked sickly.
Yeah, she looks like a massive drug
I
addict.
went into the attic to examine the secret room.
Yeah. Damn.
Inside was a pile of blankets, a dirty pillow, a lot of food wrappers, and human waste in one corner.
Man said
It seemed as
human
though
waste.
this girl had been up there for a long time. It was truly a nightmare to discover this on my first night in my new house. The girl was taken to a nearby psychiatric
If that happened to me, I would have
get her
moved out the
help
next
she
day.
needed.
Same.
Yeah, that would have been disgusting.
Get up to 75%.
Oh, why does adverts always pop up during anything?
Save. Shelf.
Ayo!
Damn.
Was she looking in there? No, Thomas, shut up.
My dad helped me buy my first house when I was 28. I was never
28?
spoiled,
That's
but
a
my
bit
dad
of an
always
old
had a
age
lot of money.
to move out,
When
innit?
I wanted a house. He lent me
Yeah.
a large amount of cash. The previous owners of the house were an elderly couple. As far as I know, the husband died many years before I moved in. The
Well,
wife
that's
died just a few weeks before I
Very
bought the house.
interesting to hear.
The son of the couple who sold me the
Thomas,
house kept a lot of the
what the
furniture in
hell?
the house for me, and he took only what he really needed or wanted, which made things easier for me, less furniture to buy. I did dump some of the more outdated stuff on the curb though, including this old rocking chair that was sitting in the living room. A lot of the furniture just had an older, creepy vibe that I didn't want in the house. The next day, I was cleaning out more junk in the upstairs section of the house for most of the day. A lot of it was heavy lifting, so I'd take breaks in between, and this ate up most of the day. I didn't really get an ounce of sleep the night before, as I have a mild form of insomnia which affects me certain nights.
What is
Second
insomnia
night, having
anyway?
moved into the house,
I don't know, I've never
I went out
heard
to
of
get
it.
some Chinese for dinner because
Neither have
I
I.
had no energy.
If
to
anyone
cook.
knows what insomnia is, let us know
When I
in the
got
comments.
back, I was disturbed to find the front
Because
door
I
was
actually I've
unlocked.
never heard of it before.
Now, I truly don't remember if I had simply forgotten to lock it or not.
I think this is probably a well-known
wanted
thing
to
that
believe I
everyone
forgot.
knows apart from us.
It just seemed so unlikely I'd forget to do that, especially with my brand new house. I started flicking on every light of every room on the main floor. The more light, the safer I'd feel. I then proceeded up the stairs to do the same there, in the common area and in all 3 bedrooms. There was also a basement to the house that I'd only been down inside once at that point. It was not a big basement like you would expect though. It was kind of just a small storage space where the washer and dryer happened to be. I was already feeling a lot more confident that I had just simply forgotten to lock
He
the
doesn't
door.
say that now, but when
I
something
still
pops
had
up,
to
he's
check
gonna
the
run back up
basement
those
before I
stairs.
could confirm this. I opened the basement door and I flicked on the light.
In it.
As I got
Yeah.
halfway down the stairs, I saw an old rocking chair sitting in the middle of the basement. I didn't remember it being there the first time I saw the basement,
The hell?
and when I stood over it, I could swear it was the same rocking chair I had thrown away the night before. If not the
What the
same
hell?
one, at least an identical one.
Nah, run
Looked
back up
around the
those
basement
stairs,
now,
boy.
and there wasn't anyone down there, so I did calm down just a bit. I headed back upstairs to eat my Chinese food. I remember leaving the basement door cracked open though, which sat right next to the kitchen, and I started hearing rickety, creaking sounds from downstairs. I ran to the basement door and I tried to turn on the light, but it wouldn't turn on this time. All I could think was, what the hell was that noise? I went to the kitchen to grab my flashlight from
Uh-oh,
under the sink.
paranormal
And
stuff
I went
going
a
on here,
quarter of the way
boys.
down the stairs with the flashlight beaming down to the bottom, and I saw the rocking chair moving, and someone was sitting in it.
Who?
It was an old woman with gray, curly hair.
Oh, hell no.
glasses.
Go back up the
She was
stairs.
dressed in a pink nightgown. Her head slowly turned to be looking up at me.
Nah, get out of there,
Yes,
boy.
and left the
Get out.
basement, closing the door this time. I don't know what I was immediately thinking at that point. All I knew was I had to call the police.
Get the hell
But
back
when
up
they
those
came, they
stairs,
searched the whole
man.
basement with me, and we didn't find anyone. There were also no hidden compartments or exits down there where she could have escaped through. At a certain point, the cops started looking at me like I
Paranormal.
was crazy. I knew it, and pretty soon they left. I had the contact details of the son of the couple who owned the house before me, so I called him up around 8 or 9 p.m. and described the lady to the best of my ability. He sounded shook and started to cry over the phone, and said I just perfectly described his mother and her favorite nightgown.
Oh, I had a sneak feeling
He
that
said he'd be
that
right over.
It'll be his
He
mom.
got to the house within the hour, and we
Yeah,
went
I think
downstairs
we all did, Thomas.
together.
Yeah.
He seemed to be in shock the whole time. I could see his hand
Who
shake.
knew a rocking chair could be
He
bloody
ended up leaving with the
terrifying?
rocking chair after a while of talking with me and being very emotional. It may have been emotional for him, but it was the scariest thing I could have possibly ever witnessed
Bloody
with my
disturbing
own eyes.
for him.
It still stands to be. I kept the basement door locked 24/7 after that, and I'd be scared to do laundry for months. But after half a year of nothing happening, it wasn't that bad. I only lived in that house a year and a half, though.
Bloody hell. Right, last story. Let's get right to this.
When I was 12 years old, my family
feel like
moved to
half
a
of
new
these
house in
stories
the
start the
countryside
same.
of Louisiana.
Yeah, they
located
are
near a
based on a
small
similar
village.
thing, but
We'd always lived
it's
in
just
rural
like
areas.
the
Definitely
reason,
grew
like
up
not the
unfamiliar to
reason, but
city
the time of
lifestyle
year or
anything
something like
even
that.
remotely close to that. The property was 3 acres and very private. On the second night at that house, our dog Parker, who would sleep in my room, started barking and growling in the middle of the night. When he saw that I sat up in my bed, his tail started wagging, but he'd continue to bark and growl. I couldn't tell what he was looking at, though. He was just looking towards the corner of the room. I checked the closet and nothing, so I told Parker to shut up, and he did. But I did keep hearing him lift his head off his bed every once in a while, reacting to something.
That is not a good sign. I can't lie.
The next day,
Yeah.
an older man came and knocked on the front door. My dad answered while I was in the living room watching cartoons. I heard the whole interaction. The old man introduced himself as Gene, the next door neighbor. My dad told me to come over and introduce myself, so I did.
No,
Gene
that's
seemed
gonna
very
be, he's gonna be
kooky
like
and
the
aloof.
main geezer, like
Even my 12-year-old self could
he's gonna be
realize
the
that.
reason for those
But he
noises.
seemed nice, I guess.
Yeah.
The next day, I was in the backyard playing Pokemon
Seems
on
like
my
it.
Game Boy.
You should
My
never
dad was in
trust
the
old
front of the
people with
house mowing.
stories.
The rest of my
Thomas,
family
what the
wasn't
hell?
home.
Not all of them are bad.
Oddly enough, over walks Gene wearing a farmer's hat and overalls, talking to me in his thick southern accent, asking what I was up to. He actually sat down at the table with me, which made me
nothing,
uncomfortable, especially considering he just walked into our backyard. Albeit there was no fence
Yeah,
separating
you don't want
the
to
front
talk,
and
you walked in my backyard,
but
G.
Still, I told him I was playing
Innit?
Pokemon, and he knew what it was, immediately making Pikachu noises trying to be funny. But it was just
Who
unsettling.
do you think our humor is?
I started to
5-year-olds.
realize there really was
We
something
may
off
act like
about this guy.
5-year-olds in videos, but that
My
doesn't
dad
mean we
came to the
are.
backyard with a lawnmower, then turned it off when he saw Gene sitting
Innit,
next to
fam?
me. He
Thomas,
approached
stop
us and
acting
said
like a
hello
road
with a
man.
smile. But I could tell based
You're
on my
from
dad's
a
face
hippie
and
road,
tone
not
that he
the
was
streets of
slightly
London.
confused what he was doing in our backyard. He never asked him that, but my dad told me I needed to go inside and wash the dishes. I knew he was trying to get me away from him. A few minutes later, my dad came in and asked me if Gene just walked into our yard, and I said yeah. That's when he told me he didn't want me around that guy anymore, and to let him know if I saw him again. It wasn't until a few nights later that I woke up to Parker
That's
growling
weird,
and
isn't it?
barking.
Him just
again.
walking into his
This time
yard.
he was looking at the window.
Yeah, that is a
I
bit
got up
strange.
to open the window just to hear if something was going on out there. Quickly after opening the window, without seeing anybody out there, I heard Gene imitating Pikachu noises again, in his creepy old man's
Why
voice.
is he imitating Pikachu noises
I
to
ran
begin
out
with?
of my room screaming "Dad" repeatedly.
Hey, old dad,
When I
man's
told my dad
a
Gene
guy
was
is trying to
outside
do
my
his
window, he
Pikachu
stormed
noises.
outside to check. But when he couldn't find him on the
That
property,
sounded kinda
he
pathetic,
went to
doesn't it?
Gene's house next door.
But yeah, if it's in the middle of the night,
Here's
then
the
it would be
twist.
terrifying.
That Gene guy didn't live next door. An older woman answered the door and had no idea who he was. So my dad went to every single neighboring house.
Hey, yo, big man, do you know
Nobody
this
had
man?
ever heard of a
Nah.
Gene.
You
dad
just,
told the police
what are
to
you
report
doing,
the man.
Thomas, you melon?
Police said they would be on the lookout for him, and it even made the news. We never again saw or heard from Gene, or whatever his real name was.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was 3 scary new house horror stories. But yeah, that was pretty much going to be the end of this video here. I hope you have enjoyed it. I want to say thank you to Thomas and James for joining me today. Y'all can call him. Yeah, I can blow. I just want to say, the Helpers videos series is back, but I don't know when they're coming out though. It's kind of like what Fizzy said in the last video. We don't know when he's coming out, so you're going to have to be very patient. I'm going to try and get them on a Saturday, but I don't think it'll be every Saturday. It won't be every Saturday. I'll reset first anyway. But I'm not 100% certain on that. But you're just going to have to keep an eye on the channel for upcoming Helper videos. Because it won't be just me doing it. I won't be in every Helper video. It'll be like, this video was meant to be just Thomas and James. And then they just carried me along because I had more experience with Mr. Nightmare than both of them had. So, yeah. Expect more videos from my Helpers on this channel at some point in the future. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video here. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. See you later, everyone.
Bye.